Well, here we are in the garden barn, getting ready for the part 2. I want to show you how I clean up all my plants with neem oil, spraying both the plants and the soil and the pot even, to be sure I'm not bringing any bugs into the house, or at least to do as much as I can. I'm going to treat all these during a dry period. You don't want them freshly watered or anything. You want them nice and dry so that the treatment goes very well and there's nothing lurking in the soil. And I'll also treat with my systemic. So here we go. Okay, I've got everything loaded up here in the barn. I'm trying to fight the bugs, stink bugs, etc. that came into the barn. But what I want to do is get rid of the little extras that are here, the dead things, and then kind of take a look at the plant itself. I don't know if I'll be able to hold it so that you can see. There are a few little spider webby like things on it, which I do want to remove and prep it for being taken in, because I definitely don't want to take it in with at least the bugs that I could possibly see and remove. So this is basically the plant as I see it. I think it looks good. A few more right there. Let's see. I think I've got everything removed. Now what I'm going to treat it with is neem oil. And I'm using Captain Jack's neem oil, which is the ready to use. You can buy a concentration, mix it up yourself, just mixing up what you'd use that day. But for me, I want to have it as easy as possible. So, what I'm going to do, let me move the camera just a little bit. I'm going to soak it, really, with this spray. I'm just going to soak up and down and all around. And this neem oil is something that will kill the bugs, well, kill off the bugs, I should say, by interrupting their reproductive cycle. It keeps them from reproducing. So any bugs that it would find, they will not be able to reproduce. Therefore, they won't be able to make or lay new eggs, create new larvae, anything like that. It does have a scent to it. And I am going to coat the stems and leaves all the way around. And the soil. I'm going to coat the top of the soil. Now, for me, I am also going to coat, let me find something for my systemic granules. This is what I put in the soil to combat anything that is living in the soil. How about I pour it into one of these scoops? There. I've poured some of that in here, and I'm just going to sprinkle it around the top. This is probably no more than, say, a quart of soil. So it's not going to need any more than about a teaspoon, couple teaspoons to treat it. I will kind of work it into the soil like that. And that way, when I first take it in and water it, it will dose the soil for it to pick up, go into the roots, and go into all parts of the plant. Plus the neem oil is going to kill everything that it can find on the soil itself. Is that a leaf? I'm going to get rid of that. Oh, that was a teeny rock. All right, here we go. Now, I think that's pretty good. Now, if you treat with the neem oil, you've got to keep it out of the sunlight, because you don't want the sun to hit it and damage it while it's got this treatment on it. So I am going to leave these here in my barn overnight, and I'll come out and get them tomorrow morning. Now the other one I want to do is my tiny baby jade. This is a real jade that I have had for several years in here. And I want to treat all the way around. I'm going to treat this porous and holy container along with the plant. I've got a few, it looks like sunburnt leaves here. Those look a little sunburnt. That one looks like it's got a bite out of it. But we're going to treat him and make sure, let me hold on to him. He's so tied in there. You don't want anything, any insects around the bottom to be hanging on. So we're treating him too. Okay. And then, based on him being so, having been in this pot for so long, I want to also treat his soil. Where did I put that little scoop I just used? Right over here. Got too much in here. Okay, he's such a tiny amount. He's hardly going to need anything. There. Now, work that into the soil. And I think based on this particular plant, see his root is right there, kind of coming up into the top. I'm going to put just a tiny bit of extra soil on him, because he probably needs enriched just a little bit. One more scoop. One more tiny scoop. There. Now, some stink bug has gotten in here and it's fluttering around the window. Okay, there we go. Now, of course, we want the neem oil on that too. So I've got all the underside of the leaf, the upper edge of the leaf, all the stems, and I've looked through them real closely, and I have not seen any pest other than little spider web like things, but they didn't look like they were the spider mite type spider webs. Just a cobweb from top of the shelf to the bottom. So that's it for that one. I think he looks real good too. Okay. And then I'm going to do one more right now. The other one is going to be the dwarf jade. He's also in a hypertufa pot. And we got to check the bottom, make sure the bottom is clean, no bugs crawling in it. But we're going to do the same thing to him. spray it all over, soil, pot, and everything, and make sure everything is treated. Now this one, I definitely did see a spider web, cobweb, coming up from the side of this to the top shelf of that shelving it was on. So we want to make sure we get rid of him. So that is going to take care of that. That way when he comes inside and goes in isolation in my plant room, he will not, hopefully, be carrying any hitchhikers in. Okay, a little bit on the top. Okay, and then let me get a little bit of the systemic in him. Got a teaspoon or so, since he's really small. And let me mix that in. Yep, he looks good. I got a little rake inside that I could rake that with. But I think he looks good. I don't see any bad leaves on him or any more dead things to pull off. So I think he's good. So anyway, this should take care of what I want to do tonight. This one. And now let me get there we go. The blue one on its tiny feet. Look at that stink bug. I might have to get you out of here. Okay, and then my small jade, and then the dwarf jade. And these will all go in tomorrow after they've soaked in a treatment all night tonight. But I think they look good. We've got a few more to do, but I won't be doing that right now. I'll show you those once they get treated. But you see how I fix it. But I think they look good. And again, what I'm using is neem oil. You can see how tall that little jade is. Just a little bit bigger than the neem oil bottle. And that's the 32 ouncer. Looks good. I'm real thrilled with it. And these do real well in hypertufa because that lets them breathe. Okay, wait a minute. I see a little leaf. There, got that off. Now, looks nice. So I will be taking these in tomorrow morning, but they will be in the coolness of the barn overnight. Now I've brought them in, they're inside, and I'm going to give them nice watering since they were real dry. Get them nicely soaked. But you're going to be adding something else. It's a treatment that I do like every 3 or 4 days, especially the first week or so after I bring them in. Maybe even the first month if you think something's especially needing it. I use Murphy's Oil soap and a mister to do my own insecticidal soap. Now during the time your plants are inside, I mix up in a spray bottle some insecticidal soap. Easy as pie. I use Murphy's Oil soap, You can use any kind of natural soap. I like the scent of this, and I use it for my floors because I like it. So there's no sense in buying something different. So all you do is take about a quart of water and mix 2 to 3 tablespoons of the Murphy's oil soap and just kind of shake it up. And that will give you an insecticidal soap. This gives them a good drench. And there you go. Bubbles are fine. We like bubbles. Okay. And that's all we'll do for my plants. Good luck on yours, bringing them in for the winter.